Hey people, it's Voltage. I'm just bored, so I'm gonna give you what my think of the story is between the zombies from World at War to Black Ops. Okay. Well, in my opinion, I think that we started out with Dr. Maxis. He began the Group 935 and was tasked to creating super soldiers, the zombies, a new technology for the government. Project Doris, or the Giant, in the experiments. Maxis used element 115 to create the zombies. The zombies couldn't be controlled and was killed when they went berserk. While that was going on, Richtofen was testing 115 on living subjects to create a super soldiers at a Siberian facility. In his experiments, Richtofen used Takeo, Nikolai Belinsky, and some Mexican. When Richtofen accidentally killed the Mexican, he replaced him with Dempsey, Tank Dempsey. Dempsey had recently been captured when he led a Marine recon team to an abandoned asylum to rescue Dr. Peter McCann, an OSS spy sent to infiltrate Group 935, meaning Verrucht. Peter, however, had already been discovered, along with Harvey Yena. The testing affected each of the subjects' minds, making Dempsey extremely aggressive, quieting Tokyo and only reciting proverbs, and Nikolai is just functionless without vodka. It also had the side effects of erasing memories. Meanwhile, Richtofen was doing more tests and started doing them on Samantha behind Dr. Maxis's back. Now, isn't that bad? Anyway, Group 935 created the ray gun. Maxis had done it. Based on plans received from the Shino Numa, Richtofen created the Wonder Waffle DG2 from 115, plus the Monkey Bomb. Maxis promised to mass-produce the DG2 to his superiors, but his growing infatuation with Sophia slowed his progress and infuriated Richtofen, who then planned to kill Maxis and control 935. It's amazing. Okay, well, what's next? Oh yeah, Maxis also created 115 powered teleporters, but when used would destroy anything sent through them. When all the experiments were done, his assistant Dr. Richtofen was there too. Anyway, when it was done, he used his daughter's Samantha's dog, Fluffy, as a teleporter test subject. He accidentally created a hellhound. The dog was teleported, but instead of being destroyed like the past, it was zombified. When Samantha came running in and started questioning her dad about the dog, Richtofen left the room and locked it. He followed his previous plan about betrayal and killed Maxis and his daughter in the room with the hellhound, sent them through the teleporter, killed Maxis, Samantha. Richtofen then proceeded to cover up his betrayal, and he unleashed the zombies, starting the war. Anyway, Richtofen took his super soldiers from the Siberian facility to Shino Numa, apparently to pick up element 115, a meteor that had landed, and to get the Wonder Waffle DG2. After this was done, the group went to Doris, which had been abandoned since the takeover. The group used the Wonder Waffle DG2's 115 to overcharge the teleporter, making it capable of time travel. Richtofen was apparently unaware of this possibility until he tried it. He seems unconcerned that he and his partners have been teleported to an abandoned theater in Germany, Kino to Toten. Although he didn't know what year it was, Richtofen knew about the theater as it was the place Maxis was going to unveil his teleporter to the German command. Since Maxis was killed, though, the theater was abandoned. Sometime prior to Ascension, Yuri Kravetsky was transferred to work on sending monkeys to the moon. Much to his dismay, the transfer was caused by his superior Gersh, who he had a grudge against. The radio on one of the maps progressed that Yuri noticed the teddy bears and the Marcus dolls and wondered how a child could be led into the station. A child then slowly drives Yuri insane. Yuri finishes his Gersh device and activates it, letting in the zombies and seemingly killing Gersh. Yuri soon realizes his mistake and is heard screaming at the end of that radio. The events of Kino to Toten, the main characters somehow reached the abandoned Soviet launch pad in Ascension, possibly by overcharging the teleporter again with the 115 meteor fragments found in the theater. When the game starts, the four are landing on a standing room on the lander room, and the color is black and white. The characters acknowledge that. They hear Gersh, who tells them that the mechanism must be repaired. He is referring to the Casimir mechanism, which must be repaired by completing different tasks. After all the tasks are completed, the mechanism is repaired, Gersh is free, and gives the characters 90-second death machine. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. While the events of Ascension are occurring in Russia, 5 is going on. Everybody knows about that, so I'm just going to skip on. Oh, wait. But the red phones that activate the song, they were being used to call them the Pentagon. As they continue fighting, the 3 super soldiers test subjects slowly regain their memories. Tokyo was the first, and everybody started to remember what Richtofen had did and wanted him to get what he deserved. He also shows that the other 2 got their memory, but Nikolai drinks vodka because he wishes to forget the past and can't function when he remembers it. So Nikolai is basically beyond hope. Tank Dempsey, basically, on the other hand, is slowly making progress as he remembers that he'd seen Richtofen before the fight at Shinonuma. Takeo notices shifting memories and believes Tank is finally remembering what Richtofen did. I believe we all have. Sometime in the present, George Romero stumbled upon Group 935's research while making a World War II film. After he and the ship's crew were zombified, only the cast made up of Sarah Michelle, Robert, blah, 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 everyone else. Okay. After the Casimir mechanism was completed in Ascension, overloaded the teleporter and sent the original characters to a Group 935's facility in Siberia, where they were trapped behind the locked door on Call of the Dead. Escaping wasn't Richtofen's only goal, however. He meant to travel to Siberian facility to get the golden rod, which is used on Moon. Richtofen gets freed by them, and he thanks the group by giving him to DG2 Boffle to help them fight the zombies. In reality, the group could have escaped after the MDT security system was disabled, but nobody ever knows what happened to the group. Maybe they died, maybe they didn't. Shangri-La, however, does not live up to its name, as its inhabitants have already been zombified before the group's arrival. Richtofen states that this is the last step controlling the world before he is teleported there. The temple houses a mining facility filled with element 115, making its inhabitants zombification. Duh. Anyway. Prior to the group's arrival, the Shangri-La, 2 explorers, it was Brock and Gary or something, went on an expedition to prove their theories of Agartha. Brock later figures out that the temple wasn't built by civilization, it was built by Group 935. Anyway, as you're going on, the group travels back in time before the zombie attack. The pair's changing fate is illustrated by the radio that changes messages and location that the group helps them. When the group finally creates on the focus stone, it lands on an altar which Richtofen names on it, meaning the temple was in fact another Group 935 facility, and explaining Richtofen's knowledge of its location. The 2 explorers were sent back to the moment they discovered, stuck into a never-ending loop. Now in possession of both the goldenrod and the focusing stone, Richtofen leads the group to the moon facility. Due to the element 115 on the moon, astronauts and scientists also have been zombified before the group's arrival. That's pretty much it, guys. Moon, in my opinion, I think that Samantha was teleported there, but yes, she did die, and so did Dr. Maxis. Dr. Maxis, though, seemed to have also been alive because he wanted to destroy the world with the Soviet launchers. And Samantha killed Richtofen, ending his plans. Well, in some way you can do it and complete his plans, but if you do his plan, the world's over. Boom. Maxis gets what he wants. Richtofen gets what he wants. If you do the cryogenic slumber party, Samantha takes over Richtofen, thus Richtofen dying, getting what he deserves. Comment, rate the video, like it, subscribe. Tell me what you think, who the real bad people are, and who the real bad people should be.